The land of stories, the birth of a dream. When you look at the land that is Pakistan, you find a story that began long before nations, flags, or even written history. Here, under the blazing sun and the shadow of the towering mountains, civilizations rose and vanished. Great conquerors walked the earth, saints spread new faiths, teachers lit the lamp of wisdom, and ordinary people shaped the legacy of a future nation. This is not just the story of a modern country. This is the journey of a land blessed with the world's oldest cultures, epic battles, heart-wrenching tragedy, and the hope of millions united as Pakistan. Today, we trace this path. From the ancient mud-brick cities of Indus Valley to the dreams of Allama Iqbal and Quaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a story that lives on in every green flag waving from Karachi to Khyber. 2. Ancient civilizations, Mayagar, Indus Valley, Gandhara. Long before the pyramids, before Babylon or Rome, people were building homes in a place called Mayagar, in what is now Balochistan, nearly 9,000 years ago. Here began the story of human settlement in South Asia. Mud homes, handmade pottery, the first domestication of plants and goats. The seeds of civilization were sown. Fast forward to 2600 BCE, along the mighty Indus River stretched an empire of cities, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and Mayagar. The Indus Valley civilization, the world's first planned cities, full of straight roads, public baths, and mysterious seals. Its people were traders, artists, engineers. Their writing, still undeciphered, whispers secrets across centuries. As centuries passed, the Northwest became crossroads for invaders, merchants, and monks. South of the Himalayas, the Gandhara civilization blossomed. Amidst towering stupas and serene Buddhas, Ashoka's missionaries sent the message of peace and Buddhism as far as China. Taxila, the world's ancient university, taught wisdom to students from every land. 3 conquests, empires, and faith: Achaemenids, Greeks, Mauryas, and Buddhism. The land we call Pakistan has always been a pathway for empires. The Achaemenid Persians reigned, connecting Punjab to the empire of Cyrus and Darius. Then came the thunder of Alexander the Great, Sikandar-e-Azam, whose armies crossed the Indus and faced King Porus. Legends of their battles still echo in Punjab's fields. Soon after, the Mauryan Empire brought a golden age of learning and Buddhist spirituality to the land. Ashoka's pillars rose, and the teachings of compassion left a permanent mark. For centuries, Gandhara's art, blending Greek, Persian, Indian, and Central Asian style, became a light for all Asia. But waves of new invaders never ceased. From Central Asian Scythians and Parthians to Kushans and White Huns, every conqueror left behind new hybrids of language, art, and faith. This became a land of many roots, preparing for a spiritual revolution on the horizon. 4. The arrival of Islam, Umayyads to Delhi Sultans. In 711 AD, a young commander named Muhammad bin Qasim led his army into Sind. Riding out from the deserts of Arabia, carrying the banner of Islam, he forever changed the destiny of the Indus region. The message of justice and equality brought by the Quran resonated with the oppressed. Many converted, but older religions survived, and for centuries, Pakistan's land was a meeting ground of Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Sikhism. Dynasties rose and fell. Ghaznavids, Ghurids, slave sultans of Delhi, all challenged and shaped the land with the sword, the book, and the pen. Sufi saints, like Data Ganj Bakhsh in Lahore and Shahbaz Kalendar in Sindh, spread Islam not by force, but by compassion, music, and the promise of love beyond caste and color. New languages, new art, and new cities like Lahore and Multan flourished. The cradle of Pakistan became known not just for warriors, but for poets, teachers, and holy men who stitched together a unique tapestry of cultures and beliefs. 5. The Mughal era, golden age of art, culture, and faith. Then out of Central Asia rode the greatest builders of all, the Mughals. Babur crossed the Khyber Pass, winning against odds with vision and courage. His heirs, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb, turned Lahore and Multan into jewels of architecture and art. Under the Mughals, Pakistan's cities flourished. Grand mosques, elaborate gardens, marble tombs, and vibrant bazaars rose. Persian and local traditions fused, creating the Urdu language, a melody born from Persian, Arabic, Turkish, and Hindi roots. The empire's wealth drew travelers from every corner of the globe, and Sufi shrines grew crowded with seekers from every walk of life. But no empire lasts forever. As the Mughals weakened, new power rose from the west, brought by merchants, but backed by gunpowder. The British East India Company cast its shadow from Bengal to the Khyber Pass. 6. Colonial shadows, British rule and new ideas. The sun never set on the British Empire, but it cast long shadows over the lands that would become Pakistan. With cunning, cannons, and contracts, the British East India Company took control of Sindh, Punjab, and the Northwest. The Sikh Empire, the last great power in Punjab under Maharaja Ranjit Singh, crumbled after his death and the British redcoats marched in. Colonial rule brought trains, telegraphs, courts, and schools, but also new taxes and foreign laws that stung the soul of the people. Local crafts were smothered by imported goods from Manchester and London. Landlords and peasants alike saw their futures slipping from their grasp. Ancient cities were changed forever, and a new class of English-speaking elite emerged. Some saw modernization, others felt humiliation. But empires cannot crush the spirit of a people for long. The dream of freedom, Azadi, began to take root. The seeds sown by poets, teachers, and reformers blossomed through magazines, madrasas, and mosques. Muslim and Hindu leaders debated, argued, and joined hands in resistance, even as new currents began pulling them in different directions. 7. Road to Independence, Iqbal, Quaid, Azam, Political Awakening. Into this ferment of ideas and identity stepped two figures who would shape Pakistan's fate forever. The first was Allama Muhammad Iqbal, a poet whose pen was mightier than any sword. He saw a world where Muslims of the subcontinent would rise, reclaiming lost pride and spiritual unity. His verses lit a fire in the hearts of youth, and his dream of a separate homeland for Muslims echoed from Peshawar to Karachi. The idea of Pak, pure land, became the seed of a movement. And then came Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the Quaid Azam, a barrister with the discipline of steel, the heart of a revolutionary, and the dignity of a statesman. Once a champion of Hindu-Muslim unity, he became the unyielding voice for the rights of Muslims. Jinnah's vision was not built on hate, but on the fundamental belief that a people deserve freedom, dignity, their own destiny. He worked day and night, uniting farmers, merchants, students, and scholars, rallying them not just for a new land, but a new ideal. 1947, a nation is born, migration and sacrifice. Then, as the world reeled from the ashes of the Second World War, the subcontinent reached its breaking point. The British rushed to leave, unable to keep hold of a continent ablaze with protests, strikes, and longing for freedom. The night of August 14, 1947, the moment of Pakistan's birth, was both a dream come true and the start of new pain. Lines drawn on the map turned cities, rivers, and villages into borders, neighbors into strangers. Lahore and Amritsar wept as trains of refugees carried millions, Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, between new homelands, chased by fires of hatred and the cries of lost ones. More than 1 million died, many more lost everything. The wounds of partition, deep and raw, echo in the hearts of every family from that time. Yet as dawn broke over Karachi, millions raised the green and white flag, Pakistan Zindabad. The nation was born amidst tears, prayers, and vows to build a land worthy of so much sacrifice. 9. Early years in rebuilding, challenges, wars, and identity. Pakistan's first years were years of courage, struggle, and dreams. Cities flooded with refugees, new camps became new neighborhoods. Boundaries had to be defended. A new army stood alert at the tense borders of Kashmir and Punjab. The country went through its first war in 1947, defending the valley that still stirs the soul of every Pakistani. There was no guidebook for building a nation from scratch. Bureaucrats worked out of tents. The first rupee notes were stamped by hand. Karachi, the first capital, became a melting pot of cultures from Lucknow, Dhaka, Lahore, and beyond. The Constitution was debated, the national spirit forged in the fires of hope and necessity. Education, industry, and nation-building were at the heart of policy. The canals of Punjab watered the breadbasket of South Asia. Factories began to rise. Universities sprouted new minds. Literature, cricket, film, and qawwalis throbbed with the energy of a nation determined not just to survive, but to shine. But the young state also faced its share of pain, political upheaval, assassinations, and the tragic loss of Quaid Azam just a year after independence. Leaders changed, governments fell, but the resolve of the people was unbroken. The nation's very existence, doubted by many at its birth, was proof enough. Pakistan was here to stay. 10. Modern Pakistan, culture, science, sports, and struggles. In the decades that followed, Pakistan went through wars, peace, new alliances, and dramatic changes. The separation of East Pakistan and the creation of Bangladesh in 1971, another tragedy, left deep scars. But from those wounds grew new hope for unity and reform. Pakistan became a land of paradox. Urban skyscrapers and remote villages, traditions and technology, longing for old values and reaching for new dreams. Education flourished. Inventors and scientists made their mark, and doctors, engineers, and writers gained fame at home and abroad. The streets of Karachi, Lahore, and Peshawar filled with music, food, poetry, and the buzz of new generations. Sports became a language of pride and unity. Cricket stars won hearts in every mohalla. World Cup victories sent millions dancing on the streets. Artists like Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, poets like Faiz Ahmed Faiz, and scholars across the world added new chapters to Pakistan's story. 11. Legacy, lessons, and hopes for the future. Every twist in Pakistan's history, victory or tragedy, has left its mark on the nation's soul. Through every challenge, Pakistanis have found the courage to keep moving forward. Farmers still wake up before sunrise to till the earth just as their ancestors did along the banks of the Indus, and students fill schools and universities with dreams that reach for the stars. Pakistan's struggle is the struggle of hope itself, to carve a home, an identity, and a meaning out of history's storms. Decade after decade, every generation faces new questions: how to balance modernity with tradition, how to honor faith while embracing science, how to unite a patchwork of languages, cultures, and beliefs under one flag. But the one thing that has never changed is the power of the people to rise, rebuild, and reimagine Pakistan again and again. 12. Closing reflections. Pakistan's spirit endures. The story of Pakistan is not just about land or lines on a map. It is about the greatness that rises from adversity. It is about keeping faith alive in the darkest hours, about sacrifice, friendship, community, and unbreakable will. From the snowy peaks of the Karakoram to the shores of the Arabian Sea, Pakistan's history is written not only by rulers, generals, and politicians, but by every mother, teacher, farmer, and child who has called this land home. As the world looks to the future, Pakistan holds on to its hope, a hope that unites, that heals, that seeks peace, progress, and prosperity. As new generations come of age, they inherit a world shaped by the sweat and blood of those who came before. Their challenge is to write the next chapter, to make Pakistan stronger, freer, and more just. No matter how the winds of history blow, one thing remains true. Pakistan is more than just a place. It is an idea, a struggle, a dream, and a promise. If this journey through Pakistan's dramatic, moving history touched your heart, share this story. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us, what chapter of Pakistan's past inspires you most? What dreams do you hold for its future? Let these stories unite us, because every voice matters on the road of this nation. Pakistan Zindabad.